Hello, all. Very good evening. Thanks for joining for today's session and the two short notice. First of all, why this session here is I'm going to share my experience and regarding the migrations and how to set up site to site um, here how we can enable DAG between on-prem to Azure and how other we can add standalone VM into the on-prem into on-prem always on so that everybody directly I can add Azure VM as a Azure replica that all always on should be on-prem always on it is in on-prem and one replica I will kept as in Azure. So before I had all these doubts, so I invested everything in site to site to establish to simulate the real-time scenarios and everything. So the reason why, because if I simulate in everything, so in case tomorrow by any chance by any business use case came that they want to migrate on-prem data on-prem always on to Azure as well. So in that case, how we can utilize the DAGs so that there will be no downtime required for that. It's online process. Once for example, once there is a cutout date is there, right? On the cutout date we can stop applications and within 0.1 milliseconds only we can switch the connections. Okay, so that's how. Before going to that, what are the challenges that I face? First of all, after installing the VMware, okay, what the challenge I faced here is I am not getting the IP. First challenge what I face here is real about internet. I am using Geo broadband internet. So after having Geo broadband internet, I try to establish the site-to-site connectivity. How many times I tried to establish that connectivity, but every time I encounter failures only. Later, I came to know that you cannot establish site-to-site connectivity because your public IP, what you are getting through Geo broadband, is under behind NAT. Means you are utilizing the shared public IP. So that is the reason you cannot establish the. So for that reason, I get one more internet that is called Excel. Okay, so there my I can utilize my public IP. It is only for me only. Okay, that is the first challenge. Second challenge is how I can get the on-prem configuration to the this one as well. So whenever this is node 3, whatever you are seeing, this is my on-prem DC. Okay, now if I go to settings here, now let me share my are you seeing my screen, right? Hello, hello, hello. Let me share my screen. Hi Jim, how are you? Mm. So yeah, now you are seeing my screen, right? Okay, so yeah, we talk about the Geo broadband internet, right? Now the first challenge, what is my IP series in the for my Excel? I'm using TP-Link router, and the TP-Link router, if you see here, I'm using 192 series. Okay, now when I created a VM, I am getting 192 series. So now I got this differentiation. That is, this is another challenge that I face. Now I want to get this VM. So now, whenever I change the adapter, okay, and I go to here and when I go to here, I selected this option. Even though I have selected this option, it means my virtual VM is considered as a physical VM by the router. So whatever IP that whatever series IP that I am getting here, 192 or 192 the 103, right? The same kind of IP like 102, 103, whatever free IPs I have to get. But in my case, I am getting this the 172 series. So the first challenge is I need to get the 192 series. For that, what I have done here is I click edit, go to virtual adapter. So here click change settings, click yes. So once I done that, here previously I am having automatic. Now after that I have changed to the what is the route, what is the Wi-Fi I am using adapter. I have changed to the my Wi-Fi adapter. So after that, I have restarted my VM. From that step onwards, I am getting the 192 series for my VM as well. Okay, now that is done. Now and one more doubt I had is previously I have done a number of these domains and everything. At the time I am using the NAT and NAT. This one I am creating my own IP address and everything. Okay, so at the time VM to VM communication is there and I am established. But the doubt I here is whatever IP that I am getting in my node. Okay, and if I see here, if you see, whatever you see, I am getting 192 series. See, 192. But in order to build a VM, okay, you need static IP. So what kind of details I need to give? Either if I give the same details in my adapter, will it? Either first of all, I need to configure domain, and at the same time, I need internet too as well for my domain for this domain. Okay, so after that, what I have done, I just went to the NCPL. So I will. If I go to the adapter, if I go to the properties, so whatever IPs that I am getting here, so these are getting dynamically from the router. Now the same I have copied the values and I have pasted here in the IPv4. So and the DNS is also 192, the same series. Okay, so after that, for 10 seconds, internet got, I mean, after disabling the adapter and enabling the adapter, so now I'm able to build the domain arsha.com and I'm having internet too as well. Okay, now the same thing happened to the node 1 and node 2, node 4 and node 5. So same thing, I mean, same, and I have added node 4, node 5, and everything was done. Now, for every domain and the two member servers are having are part of the Arsha domain and also having internet using only one adapter. Okay. Now I have installed remote services. Means in order to connect site to site, all these things, you need RAS or one software VPN. Okay. For that I need to install. If I go here, go to manage, add roles, whatever. Go to here. So you need to install these remote services. Once these remote services install, this will become as a software VPN. Okay, so once this is done, now I have configured everything here and then now I have to configure, I mean everything was done in the on-prem side. Now I need to configure the same setup in the Azure. Okay, once Azure is done, okay, now how these are going to get communicate. Okay, and I will show you private connectivity as well. This one first, let me show you my my connect. I have one is node 3. I will show you site to site. Okay, so this is my virtual network gateway. Everything, whatever you create, a VM or anything, you can stop. But for virtual VNet gateway, you cannot stop. The once the in the appliance has been deployed, it will take almost 30 to 45 minutes. Once that is done, okay, and you mean daily it will for my it will going to consume 1500 to 1800. Okay, so if I go to here VPN, go to configurations. So this is the SKU I am using. Okay, and this is I'm using active mode disable, and gateway private is also disable. Okay, these are all connection. This, if I go to these connections, you can see this, and not this one, local gateway. I will once I show you VNet. In the Azure, I'm using 10 series. In this sub in this virtual VNet, I'm having two subnets. One subnet is the gateway subnet. One is the default subnet. Whatever VMs that I am using, those are all part of the this VM, this default subnet. Once this is done, okay, and we need to configure the local VNet, local gateway as well. Okay, in the local network gateway as well, what we need to do here, in here I need to give the my public IP, and also I have given my private IP, my router private series as well, to be on safe side. Once this is configured, this is done. Okay, I means you have successfully configured. There is a public IP, and once while installing the this thing, okay, I will show you why here. So I would like to show you what's VPN gateway. Here I have given VNet to, and select SKU, and select the virtual appliance. I have site to site VNet I have configured. Okay, and you have to gateway subnet. Here you have to create, if public IP is available, then you can select create new, otherwise you can use existing one. Okay, I'm just selecting the old one, and I mean, for now I don't require active, and this is also required done. Disable, and yeah, and proceed to next. So this, and this once this is done, okay, site to site has been we configured on the Azure side. So in order to connect the same thing what we need to do in the on-prem here is, so go to on-prem DC. Now wherever you install RAS, so you need to go to the remote access manage, uh, remote access, not this one, or okay, so you need to go to the remote routing and remote access. Once this is done, you need to click new demand. Okay, I don't know. So okay, so once this is done, we need to create a one dial-up connection. Here once this no, no, I need to close and open. Okay, once this is done, we need to, whatever the key that we have shared here, then we have to paste it here in this window, and go to properties. No, I don't know. Whenever I get the same error, what I am going to do here is, I'm just closing the this one and server manager, and I'm going to refresh this one once, and routing and open. So here you need to share, you need to provide the security key, whatever you share, you have given while creating the virtual network gateway. Once this is done, so now after that we need to go, we need to just press here, and we need to in here we need to press connect. Once this is done, it will get connected successfully. But before that, what still you face error, you need to create one the static route in the virtual VV4. In the static routes, you need to create one virtual route, one static one, so that what I'm telling here is, whenever any for example in Azure I'm having 10 series, whenever it is coming here, you just come to one not two server only. So this static route, okay, now once this static route has been done, then I'm able to connect to Azure services of which are part of the site-to-site resource group. Okay. Now one that has been we successfully configured the certain site to site VNet. The second challenge what I faced is only from my only from my DC where my remote services has been configured, from that mission only I'm able to connect to Azure. For member on-prem member servers I am unable to connect. So I troubleshooted everything. Then I added this route, one static route in every no, on-prem member servers. After adding this route, I'm telling to the my member server, if you are trying to reach 10 series from node 4 or node 5, then go to 102 series. Okay, so up to then, once I have provided this static route in member servers, then I'm able to connect anywhere from any machine, on-prem machine, to the Azure DC. Once that is done, that's the second first challenge what I had doubt here is, okay, now I have configured always on in node 4 and node 5. Now I want to maintain one replica, Azure replica, as a safe side. So my always my all my replica all two servers are synchronized. One Azure replica is unsynchronized. So that is my doubt. Once that is done, yes, I have if I go to here, um watch, not this one, virtual machine. Yeah, I have configured this Azure SQL node for testing purpose. The reason is I'm able to add this machine to my on-prem DC or not. Yes, after establishing site-to-site connectivity, I can add Azure standalone VMs to my on-prem DC. If you can see my DNS, where is my DNS? See, you can see here Azure SQL Azure node, which is 10 series. Okay, it means we have successfully configured. Once that is done, I can do the whatever stuff I want. Since this is the Windows 10 client OS, I cannot add for that reason I have deployed one thing that I got confirmed. If it is a server OS, I can add that. Now let's assume one more scenario is, in on-prem, I'm having one domain asha.com. In Azure, I'm having ABC domain. Now I want to add these replicas. For example, my arsha.com is going to depreciate. I mean, everything we want, our company wants to migrate to the Azure. In that case, so what I need to do, and the downtime is also we need very less required. So for that, I can utilize site DAG connectivity. Means I'm uh, linking my on-prem availability group to the Azure availability group. Okay, so here I am having one availability always on. In Azure, I'm having another availability group, so that I can configure one on-prem and Azure as well. Okay, so if I go here, so now this is done. Okay, so the challenge, one more challenge here is, whatever I configured in the Azure is a single subnet. Okay, so you know that in single, when that two resources are part of single subnet, they cannot communicate using listener. In order, if whatever listener that I am having, I am able to connect only to the active replica. For that, what I need to do, I need to configure load balancer. Okay, like this is the load balancer, and this is the my friend type front end IP. What is the I'm telling to the here? This is my listener. Okay, my listener. I'm telling to my load balancer, whenever whatever request you get on the my listener IP. Okay, and these two are the backend pools. Okay, I mean these two are the my backend pools. You just forward to that replicas, and for that we require, you know that we require one health probe to continuously check on these things. So I used this one, okay, and I health probe TCP 59999. Okay, once that is done, look what is I kept one rule. What that rule means? Any any four, since I'm using default instance, you know that default instance use 1434 port number. If any port comes to the request of 1434, you just connect with the 1434, or after that you need to use this probe number to set. After that you need to select enable floating IP. Once that is done, I have created one more. The reason here is, you know that always on listen on 55022 port number. I am also telling to the load balancer, any request comes on 5022, you just forward to the 5022 as well. And I am using the same health probe. So in this, I can confirm that you can use one health probe to have multiple load balancer rules, and you have to enable floating IP as well here as well. Okay, once that is done, you need to execute PowerShell command. Okay, once done is done, and up stopping the that I mean once that is PowerShell is done, you need to stop the um, cluster, and you have to start it again, so that it will take all what are the changes that we made effective, that came into picture. Once that is done, now I'm able to connect from in Azure. In Azure, I'm able to connect to node active replica and passive replica as well, I mean using listener. Once that is done, everything is good. Now I need to communicate. Okay, after that, in order to my Azure is ABC, on-prem is Arsha. In order to connect, first we need to establish the trust. Once the trust is done, we have to once trust is done, two sides, then whatever resource that I am having in the Azure, those resources can log into on my on-prem. Whatever resources that my on-prem is having, those resources can log in into this Azure resources as well. Once that is done, how we can do that trust and everything? Like what is that? Once that is done, domain active directory domain and trust. We have to two things we have to make sure. One is communication, one is DNS resolution. Only these two things, if we make sure that we are perfect, then everything will went fine. Go to properties, go to trust. So now you can once established true way trust, automatically you will see here abc.com. Now in my Arsha, abc.com resource can be login anywhere. Once that is done, now I just used my Azure user to log in into my on-prem. It got worked successfully. Now that is done successfully. Now I install everything. I configured every DAC this thing, but I'm encountering the error. After troubleshooting many errors, like previously in the load balancer I'm giving uh, 1434, I'm giving 59999 port number. After that, what I'm using 5022, I'm using another port number, this causing the issues there. So I changed all these things, 51434 and 5022, the same port health probe. So at the giving that tweak, that got success to the on-prem. Everything was success, but here in the on-prem, uh, now my AG was getting disconnected. Yes, 1 minute. So, in this, what are the recent version that I'm using VMware having some bug? If I don't use any VM, it will go into freeze mode. So after that, I need to pass this and I need to unpass this so that it will come online. Sometimes at that time it will fail over to Node 5 as well. Okay. Yeah. So once this is done, okay. Yeah. So you still see here secondary or disconnected, but here you see here you can see connected. Okay. Um, so my VMs are striving for memory. So once that is done, whatever I am having, I kept here one DC. I mean, in the on-prem always and availability group, I have kept one database. Okay, one that is called on-prem test. Okay, now what this node that we can see in the Azure as well. So see, on-prem test means I didn't done anything. Automatically whatever groups that has been done, automatically it will automatic seeding will copy all these databases into node 2, which is the global forwarder. And node 2, this node 4 is the global primary. Node 2 in the Azure, whatever we am using is a global forwarder. So now everything was done. I mean, whatever databases that we would like to move, we will move all this to the always and availability group so that it will sync with this. Once this is done, one final cutover date will come. We will ask applications teams to stop all their connections. Once this is done, we can fail over from um, global primary to global forwarder. Once that is done, we will ask the application team to check and everyone's done. Once everything is done, we will cut the distribution, all these things and everything, so that we can absolute on-prem um, replicas and everything. So that's how we can migrate the workloads to from on-prem to Azure. Now the challenges that I faced here is everything is was done, but at the time it is showing as a this one always on in the distributed AG availability replica secondary is always showing as a disconnected. So I checked everything. Later I came to know after checking the SQL Server logs. Now I see that this user it is using connector. So this is getting failed because on HADR point it doesn't having connect permission. So once I granted this permission to this user, even though this is sysadmin permission, sometimes you have to explicitly grant the endpoint permission. If it is taking that, it will give that error that this is already sys user, so no need to prompt. Once it doesn't prompt, it will execute as a command get successfully. So once that is done, everything now whatever the disconnected stage when you do connected, everything is working fine. Okay, so whatever doubts I had, I cleared by practicing on my own. So now it's your turn. Whatever doubts you had, so that I will show you accordingly. Hello, Khan. Any doubts? Ramu? Hello? Okay. So now after this meeting, I'm going to remove all the Azure resources. So and I'm going to make the documentation if possible as well, and I will share in the group as well. Okay. So thank you for joining session. Thank you. Bye.